This is a very brief demo concerning the second color assignment this week, which is based on this Sanzo Wada website. Part of my interest in this is just for you all to look at this amazing website. It is stunning. And the variety of color here is just amazing. I love the way it's organized. It's super simple. And just scrolling through this to see slight variations of, again, hue, value, and saturation is just really pleasurable, especially right now. It's somewhat calming and meditative. It's also amazingly organized. It's based on this book by Sanzo Wada, where he is creating an inventory of different color combinations. So the main page is just this set of swatches. You can click on any color and it will show you the combinations that it's used in. So some are just two colors, some are three, another two, and there's some four color combinations here. Not sure. There we go. So this color is on all of them. And what's great is that whenever you're on any single color combination, you can just click on that color again, or a different color. So you can kind of go down a rabbit hole here. So the assignment is to explore these, make note of which color combinations are grabbing your attention, and then you're going to pick a 2-color combination, a 3-color combination, and a 4-color combination, and use it for the basis of your own variations. And I've pulled up my document in Photoshop here. I'm doing this digitally to make it easier to show. You'd be doing this with color paper. So you actually have a very narrow range of colors to use, which is part of the challenge. What we want to look at is the dynamic of colors more than the matching them in particular. So let me try to find a 2-color combination here. There we go. Okay, so say I wanted to base this or base a new 2-color combination on this one. First off, just analyze what's here. So what are the hues of these 2 colors? The value and the saturation. The hues are sort of a pinkish red and a somewhat yellowish green. Okay, hue is covered. What about saturation? They're really saturated. They're both really saturated, and as I'm looking at this at my screen, my eyes are hurting. It's really intense, in part because I have a really big screen and the color volume is just really loud. Okay, what about the hue? I'm sorry, the value. Neither one of these is terribly dark or light, but there's a pretty big contrast. This is somewhat close to the really light end of the spectrum. This would be more like a darkish mid-tone. So what would it look like to replicate this, or as I said, to translate it? To me, that means replicating the relationships. We have a complementary color scheme here, so I could pick out a different complementary color scheme. Let's go to blue. All right, I'm going to press G and make sure I'm on the right one here. Okay, so this blue is not a match for this sort of pink, but they operate in a similar way. They are really saturated, pretty bold. The other things I need to replicate here are I'd say I could zero in on the complementary color relationship. I could zero in on the saturation being sort of equal, so I need to make this more saturated. And the value jump is pretty big. This is pretty small. So let me go to this one now. And I'm going to go into the orange hues. Let's see here. All right. Okay. So that, I think, is a pretty good translation of this. I think the hues are different, obviously. The saturation, I think, is pretty equal. The value range has shifted a little bit, I think, but the relationship is similar. This blue is darker than this. This orange, I think, is darker than this. But look at the contrast, the difference between them. I think it's a similar amount of contrast. It's a similar jump. This is not an exact science, so if you turn in something like this for translating this duo of colors, that'd be great. And then you would do it for 3 colors and 4 colors. And again, you're doing this with paper that you're cutting out. So actually, if you get this close in terms of the structure, that'd be incredible. You probably are going to be doing more approximations. No matter what you do, just remember to hone in on 1 or 2 aspects. Like, can I match the saturation? I could have actually translated this and not match the saturation, but match the hues. If you found 2 pieces of paper that have these same hues but were really desaturated, that would be an accurate translation. We're translating one or 2 aspects, and not all. Otherwise, if we did all of them, it wouldn't be a translation. It would just be repeating the colors. So pick some aspects of it to translate or replicate, and let other differences and approximations happen, and see where it takes you.